Extraterrestrial, like an extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial.
Doctor?
Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, like an extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, 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 extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, 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 extraterrestrial. Like an extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial.
Doctor?
Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, 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 extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong.
What's going on, y'all? Good morning. Welcome to another edition of the BTSI Show. I'm your host, Chris Renee. Thank you guys for tuning in. Greatly appreciate you guys being here. Do me a favor. You want to see more content like this? Subscribe. Also share it to a friend. Follow me on all social links are located in the description. Participant waive all rights and privacy. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Once we reach that goal, one local person will get $100 during the Cash App giveaway. Now, you guys saw the title. This is, Talking Point Debunked. And we are going to see about this narrative of Houston being one of the most highest infected, being the new Atlanta, and that type of stuff. So we're going to go through all of this as much as we possibly can. This is long overdue. I won't even hold you guys. This is a topic that should have been taking place. I just been a little bit busy, and everything always came up. Now, how did we get here? Now, um, let's try this again. Sorry. Um, of course, we'll briefly talk about this gentleman in quick hits. But salute to my guy Anton. He's the first person I heard say this, and then this narrative kind of traveled regarding Houston being the new Atlanta, highest infected when it comes to the STDs. That you go there, you get a 2-for-1 special, you get chlamydia, you get something else. I think herpes was the other one. I'm not sure, but he was on that train. I was like, all right, knock it off, knock it off. You're doing a little bit too much right now. But that traveled, and a lot of people has caught up, ran with that narrative. Now, just based off of the numbers that was just just knowing what I know, I was like, that I could tell you that's not true. Number one, I'm from Houston, so I'm going to hear about this before really anybody else, outsiders. But I was like, I'll touch on this later. Honestly, I was supposed to touch on this during Detroit when we did the live stream for Detroit, but it just slipped my mind. So hold on. I like that one better. Okay. Sorry, I'm in mid whatchamacallit. All right, that's good enough. We're gonna go through this. We're gonna and also good news is all the links is located in the description under source. So that way you guys can go look it up. Who know you may find some information about your own city that you guys didn't even know. But we're gonna get into that momentarily. Meanwhile, let's let's get into some quick hits, shall we? Speaking of Anton, my guy made his Fox News debut the other day. There was a clip from his from Q's Monday evening show. They spoke. They Kamala Harris topic came about, and according to Lauren Ingram, because he was on the Lauren Ingram show, there was a clip on there that went viral. Um, and it was regarding Kamala. It's just how certain people cannot stand, well, give a legitimate reason why they're voting for Kamala outside of identity politics or outside. Well, yeah, outside identity politics, her being black, and outside the fact that she's a woman. There is no I have not heard. Now honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I have not heard one legitimate reason regarding why people are voting for Kamala outside of that. Same thing that they say they'll vote for Obama. It's the same thing, same reasoning why they will vote for Kamala. See, back in 2008, I was, how old was I? 21. So I ain't know any better. And but actually, I actually knew something. I didn't want to vote. I didn't want to do another 4 years Bush or a knockoff version of Bush. So that's why I voted for Obama. But in the case of here, a lot of people voted her because they believe she's a black woman, and they, well, yeah, that's it, because she's black and she's a woman. That's why they say she's gonna win. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good enough. I really don't. I'm not too focused on her prosecution record back in San Francisco. Although a lot of people, a lot of black men I know are, because of the conviction rate or what she was locking people up for, the amount of time. There are some other things that people want to harp on. Mine is real simple, ladies and gentlemen. You as a border czar, you screwed that up as a vice president, and you want me to give you the presidency? It's not going to happen. I'm not voting for you. I'm not voting for you because of that. And on top of that, I'm not voting for you because you want me to vote for somebody who has zero experience versus the guy who has 4 years already. So sorry, you're not winning. But with Anton on Fox News, honestly, see, I'm a guy that likes consistency. Now, although I can read people when things change a little bit, but honestly, when Anton went on Fox News, that is the same Anton that I have known for 2 plus years. Known him for 2 plus years. Met him in person like 4 times already. Him and Rita, to be exact. Very nice people to be around, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, I was just hanging with them during the meetup in Houston last Saturday. This past Saturday, excuse me. Very nice people, but that's always his take. That's always been anti. Now he'll go in deep details why he's not voting for Kamala. It's more than the idea of her being a woman. It's more the idea of her being black. It's the fact that when it comes to politics, or no policies, number one, I don't recall hearing any policies regarding what Kamala's going to do. But secondly, you're just not fit for the job because, like I said, on a lower level, you screw that up as a vice president, and Anton is not doing it. 1 second. So yeah, Anton's not going to do it. and just for him to break it down, like regarding the black community and where he sides and all this stuff, is nothing new to me. Nothing new. And I have been, what has been the reviews that I have heard regarding that. I haven't heard too much reviews. The handful that I have heard is what we all expected, and everybody's proud of him. Everybody's happy about him. That, and I heard Angerman said, shout out to Anton because he's bringing more visibility to the space. So, hey, if everybody wins at the end, everybody wins at the end. I have no problem with that. So yeah, salute to AD, salute to AU, making big moves. Next up, let's stick to Fox News real quick. There's this guy named Jesse Waiters, and he said something interesting. Um, I know during when I do my edits, I'm gonna go post this video, but I'm going to play what he said that I guess is rubbing a lot of people the wrong way. I don't see why any man would vote Democrat. It's not the party of virtue, security. It's not the party of strength. It's definitely not the party of family. And what? To be a man and then vote for a woman just because she's a woman is either childish, that person has mommy issues, or they're just trying to be accepted by other women. And I heard the scientists say the other day that when a man votes for a woman, he actually transitions into a woman. Oh, is that right? Yeah, that's what the science says. Science says that. That's actually low key hilarious. So, what Jesse Waters was saying on Fox News, what show was this? Let me actually turn this down. The Five. That's what it's called. TV show's called The Five on Fox News. What he was actually saying is he don't like all these men that's pandering to women. That's pretty much what he's saying. He's saying, as a man, why are you going this route? Why are you trying to cater to these chicks? Like you don't really care about politics. You don't care what's going on. And you did care about politics. Do you know what the Democrat Party is about? That's what he's saying. I'm only breaking down what he said. He said they Democrat Party fail you in this area. They fail you in the area regarding when it comes to family. Obviously someone was like, "What?" And she don't believe that. And I honestly, most although I'm starting to see the shift, most women are Democratic or liberal. If I had to take a guess on that, so all he's saying is, you vote for Kamala, you're doing too much. Now, obviously, he was gauging hyperbole by saying voting for a woman means you're transitioning into a woman. That's just him being facetious. I'm not taking that. That was just shock jock stuff. It, it caught my attention, so good job about that. But I do agree with the idea of if you're voting just because she is a woman, or you're voting because other women to get approval or appraisal from other women, that's a big problem, and you're actually more dangerous than what the narrative is actually suggesting. Tell me why you're voting for whoever you're voting for. Like I to tell you, I can tell you one thing: I'm not voting for Kamala for specifically two reasons that I stated previously. You screwed up as a board of czar, and you want me to vote for zero experience versus 4 year experience. That's not happening. So, at the legitimate reason, I know why I'm not voting for Kamala. That is a fact. Where people want to say, like I said, black woman, this, that, or there, identity politics, culture, whatever. This is who they want to vote for. Turn that on so I don't receive no phone calls. So please know what you're doing when y'all go to the voting booth. And lastly, speaking of Trump went to the what do you call this conference? Uh, There, there's like one second. Oh yeah, the National Association of Black Journalists. He went to that. He went to there and did a 3-on-1 handicap match. Excuse me, interview with three journalists. From the gate, they started hammering this guy from the jump. Now I was getting reports that explains why Donald Trump was so hostile. I'm like, hostile. All right, let me see. Whoa. See, when you say words like hostile, that's those words have meaning, and I gotta call this person and tell her she's right. Damn it. Those words have meaning, so you can't be using terminology so loosely. Now, and obviously, it depends on the publication who is using these words, whether it be a national website of journalists or a website of bloggers. You got to be careful with the words that you use. So I had to go back and watch the video. I saw the clips that I needed to see, and out the gate, let's see what was the first question that was asked of him. Actually, let me go back here. Just gonna play one question. You guys can. I may need to start linking these sources for quick hits as well. But let me go ahead and play this first question because you're not. I understand. Like you're not about to come out the gate and disrespect me like this. Here we go.
A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabbit to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Here's Trump's response.
I don't think I've ever been asked a question so in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're
that was funny. So, um, that set the mood for the excuse me for the entire interview, ladies and gentlemen. And how you start is what's important is how you start. Now, I'm a component of you can't run away from any questions, particularly when it comes to the presidential. You're running for president, you're on a campaign tour, or whatever the case may be. It would be best for you not to run away from those questions. So ask whatever you can ask. Now, obviously, she had a. Did she have an agenda? Who? That's a real good question. Did she have an agenda? When questioning the President Trump. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's no surprise here. Journalists have agendas all the time, and it's all about how you articulate yourself, how you write up your articles. That's gonna hide the fact that you had an agenda or whatever case may be. I don't. I'm not gonna say I don't know because I know this is it's journalism, it's writing, and this is something that I like to do. I'm not calling myself a journalist because there's a process that you got to go through to be a journalist. So I get it, I understand. But with the questioning that he received for the whole thing, the whole duration, it was hot. I'm not gonna say hostile, ladies and gentlemen. Now on the president's part, if anything, Donald Trump handled himself with class, professional, with care, and dare I say, that was genius for him to go because it's you versus 3 other women, journalists, black women to be exact. And when it comes to optics, let's keep this in mind. If Donald Trump and albeit they're not president's material, so let me just throw that out there. To my knowledge, they're not president material. If Donald Trump is able to go up against 3 black women, one of them definitely be actually hostile, that name suits them. But like I said, I'm not going to use that word. If we had to see which one is more hostile, it'll be the first person to ask them that question. I would say a little bit. If there's a word I want to say for her, I would say that she was being too aggressive and straightforward, which is nothing wrong being straightforward, but that mixed with that type of aggressiveness with an ulterior motive is a bad combination. But the optics is Donald Trump went against three black women who was asking they was asking them fair and hard questions based off of the clips that I got right here. And he answered them. If Donald Trump could do that, the question is now is can he go one on one with Kamala Harris? I don't think Donald Trump is scared of a debate, honestly. I don't know what game plan they got going on right now. So you're just gonna have to sit back and wait for them to see. But I think he's good to go against the idea that he went up against a woman. In this case, a black woman. He already went up against a woman before and won, albeit by the electoral college votes, not the regular votes. So let's see if he'll do it again against a black woman. So let's see how that turns out. I think he will be fine, but like I said, I'm not voting for Kamala Harris. Like I said, last time you screwed up as the board czar, and zero experience pales the comparison to 4 years of experience. Sorry. And that was your quick hits, ladies and gentlemen. Now it is 7:42 my time. So let's go ahead and start with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we are doing Talking Point Debunked. Talking Point Debunked. Now, keep in mind, links are located in the description. The links are located in the description. So now you guys know where I got this information from. Now you guys know what we're going to focus on. That way, nobody can say anything goofy about me regarding this. So let's get started. 1 second. All right. Let's get ready to debunk all this nonsense. Now, what can we say about the STD race in Houston? Obviously, they're there, obviously, but well, like I mentioned earlier, when it comes to these narratives about Houston being the most affected, being the new Atlanta, I think I already knew off the bat, like without even doing the proper research, I already knew that was a lie, based off the information that was already given. Now, how did this conversation happen? Obviously, like I said, this is honestly something. This Anton's the first person I heard say this, and it kind of went from there. Not yesterday, excuse me. Tuesday, I was on Venus panel because we was reacting to This Might Be Risky when I appeared on it regarding some other character that was being a little bit extra. Now, when I watched that, when I caught on the panel, somehow, some way, because they were trying to figure out where Hamp reside, and they found out he reside in Houston. Shout out to Fantasy Island Girl. That's my D. What's good? How you feeling? Yeah, shout out to Fantasy Island Girl. Obviously, guys, you guys know her, friend of the room. That was my first interview on the on 101. She made a comment about Houston, like, ew, Houston disease, blah, 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 blah. I was like, relax, relax, relax. She kept on continuing. And I was like, you know what, Fantasy, thank you. Now I know what my show's going to be about today. I originally had another show lined up. I'm going to push that back for the next 2 weeks. But we're going to go through these talking points about the STD narrative in Houston, Texas. We're going to see if there's some legitimacy to this, or does it need to be debunked. We're going to find out, let's find this out together. All right. So, just like any other show, we need to know what we're talking about. Actually, I need to provide you guys the tools so you guys know where I'm coming from. What? So there's no confusion. We all know what STD stands for: a sexual transmitted disease. Excuse me, an infection caused by bacteria, virus, or parasites forward through sexual contact. Again, an infection, whether it be that's caused by bacteria, viruses, or parasite that is forward through the body through sexual contact. Now, we got that out the way. Here's another definition I need you guys to understand. Per capita. What does per capita mean? By or for each individual person, or by the head of each person. Meaning, um, when I'm talking, like for example, if I'm talking about black people, and we say per capita, we're talking like when they say black people has the highest crime rate in America by 50%. Yeah, that's a per capita argument that is for me to have with black people. That is a black, that is a in-house issue to talk when we say per capita. That doesn't mean compare that to everybody else. Like, oh, look, they're white people are doing better because they have a low crime rate, not knowing that white people has a majority of the population of this country. So that means at 50%, like this is all arbitrary numbers, by the way. Like the whole numbers I'm about to use. Like let's say 50% of black people commit the most crimes, but that's 13% of the population, and we know that there is 47.2 million black people in this country. So off the top of my head, let me think. So it's what's that 20, and then you got so that's 23.5. So actually uh 23.6. Okay. So what they're saying is per capita 23.6 black American commits the most crimes, not knowing that if that's the whole number, white people more commit that much crimes or a lot more in the white community. It's just percentage wise, it comes down to 50% of all total numbers. See that's a per capita conversation. So once you figure that out, you you no, there's no one that can come to me and say y'all commit 50% of the crimes. No, we commit, although we commit 50% of the crimes, that's still 23. That's still 23.6 million people that's committing a quote unquote crime. Although I like that arbitrary numbers compared to the white people who has committed just the same amount of crimes, if not more. But because they have a higher pool of population, the per capita for white people is a lot smaller compared to black people. So that's how people use these statistics against black people. Once you find out what per capita means and how it's utilized, you can destroy any argument that somebody try to bring towards you regarding crime rates. And it's not only crime rates; it can go for any statistics, stats, any labels, whatever. So that's what per capita means, per head, and that was the example. You can't come to me with the black people and the crime rate because I'm going to ask you what's the whole number and what's the whole number for that other ethnicity or nationality of people. Then once you bring that into the conversation, that's when people's argument starts to get very weak around me. So I just wanted to point that out there. So, and with that being stated, oh, I need to let me delete this. Excuse me, and that. Excuse me, and I gotta delete that. Can you delete that right now, please? Thank you. Oh, and I can also delete that. All right. So, what are my ideologies? It's not changing. Christian, child of God, believer, God the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, same thing. Now, ooh, excuse me. So, now that we got that out the way, we'll get into the Bible verses in 1 second. We got a talking point that needs to be That may or may not needs to be debunked. Let's be open. Let's keep an open ear about this. Okay, open open mind, whatever the case may be. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Thank you, because I'm tired of people using these numbers against other people, especially against us, to try to hold us down. It's like, no, that's not how that works. See, when we have, it's honestly per capita argument, or it's for, like, regarding the example I just used, per capita is for people like me and you. That's for us to talk about. I don't go around outside of the community and say, um, 50%. Yeah, we got 50% of the crime rate. Yeah, we need to figure out how black people need to figure out. No, no, no. I'm not. That's none of their business. That's none. This is house business. This is me coming to you, me, other people, especially those in the space. Hey, y'all. Fuck what they talking about. 50%. We got to fix this. 23.6 million. Let's fix this right now. Let's fix this in house. What do we do? That's per capita is for us. It's for us. And white people have their own per capita conversation. Latino people have their own per capita conversation. Asian people, they everybody has their own per capita conversation. This is the rare time where I say certain people need to stay out of black people's business. This is the rare time you're gonna hear me say that. When it comes to per capita, that is a conversation for me and my people to have. It's not the world's business. So we're going to. So I appreciate the compliment on that, D. Thank you. Now let's get into this. Let's get into this debate. I mean, not debate. Let's get into this conversation. We'll get to the Bible verses later. We'll get to that momentarily. Let me put this down. All right, here we go. So, does the talking point need to be debunked? Let's see. Houston, Texas has experienced a significant increase in sexually transmitted diseases in recent years. Okay, that's fine. There are gonna be some good years. There are gonna be some bad years. So, okay, it happens. It happens everywhere. All right, no big deal. Okay, so let's continue. As of 2022, the city, Houston, ranks 58th in the United States for the highest STD rates. And, see. I know my ears might be shaky, and I know my memory might be missing. I know I read this correctly. Matter of fact, let's read this together so I know I'm not tripping, because you guys got to make me work to debunk things. I didn't think I was going to do this at the gate. Let's read this together. As of 2022, the city ranks 58th in the United States for the highest STD rates. Excuse me.
You are stupid. You are stupid. And don't forget, you are stupid.
You mean to fucking tell me that the city of Houston, that's getting all this flack, is ranked number 58? Number 58. Ladies and gentlemen, here's some more information that a lot of people don't know. There's 102 major metropolitan cities in the United States of America. 52. Excuse me, 102. I will go far as to say maybe 108. Maybe. Divide that by two, and we are not in the top 50%. We just debunked this talking point out the fucking gate. Out the fucking gate. You niggas like to run with fucking narratives that, okay, we need to finish. We need to finish. I need a challenge, ladies and gentlemen. Good. Mm-mm. Do not, do not, do not use the word negative base. Let's continue. Cause holy, yeah, just do 102 or 108 divided by two, and they say, let me say this again. Where is it at? We are ranked number 58. That's not the top 50%. That is not the top 50%. So out the motherfucking gate. I'm sorry that I'm cussing. We just debunked that talking point. We literally just debunked that talking point. So, to you MFers that want to say Houston is most one of the most nastiest plays or whatever goofy shit y'all saying, number one, this is for you.
Excuse my language. The fuck are you talking about? I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
You are stupid. You are stupid. And don't forget, you are stupid.
I am allergic to stupid shit. But we're gonna continue. Oh, you know what? Damn this. I'm ready for the smoke. I don't got time for this goofy shit. I really don't got time for this goofy shit. Pace, boom. Yeah, please prove me wrong. Please prove me wrong. I'm ready today. Y'all have me fucked up, but let's continue. Okay. Holy syphilis is, in particular, has seen a notable rise with new cases among women, increasing by 128%, and congenital syphilis cases rising ninefold since 2019. So okay, let's see how this. Remember I said about per capita. Just keep that in mind. Now let's see how this works. I want to make this as simplistic as possible. Let's do let's start with something simple. Let's just do, like I said, all arbitrary numbers. Arbitrary numbers. Because I really honestly I'm gonna use some real numbers to prove to you guys this is stupid, but I'm gonna be simplistic as possible so everybody know where I'm coming from. So let's just say 50 women caught syphilis. All right, just throw that out there. Let's just arbitrary. Let's use the easy number. Let's use actually let's use 100. We know it's not 100. We know it's more, but let's use 100. In 2018, 100 women caught syphilis. In 2019, another 100 women caught syphilis. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a 100% increase. In 2020, another 100 people caught syphilis. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a 200% increase from 2018. See, that's how these numbers work. So when they say it increased by 128%, I need to see what the number was before that. So that way, at least since we know it raised by 100%, at least it doubled. But now it's going to be a little bit more. So I want to see the entire number. This is a per capita conversation. This is why you have to be careful when you guys read numbers. When you see these increases or decreases, context matters. I need to know what the number was prior and what the number is now. I already know. Here's one thing I do know: if it's 128%, more than double got syphilis. That one I do know. And as far as we'll get to the population of Houston real quick. And keep in mind the links are in the descriptions, so you guys can go look this up. So, but let's continue. While chlamydia cases have remained relatively stable, gonorrhea, syphilis cases have increased by 45 and 52% respectively. This is all in the case of Houston. Another per capita argument. I believe this is including men and women combined. So about between 45 and 52%, they have increased totally. Like I said. Let's go back to the 50. Let's go back to using the number 100. If there was a 45 to 50 if there was a 45% increase, like I said, 2018, and this is totality. 2018, 100 people caught syphilis, gonorrhea and syphilis combined. That's 2018. 2019, 45 and 52% increase. That means an additional 45 people or 52 people caught gonorrhea and syphilis as new cases. So again, we're using that arbitrary number just so everybody can stay with me, because I know some people's gonna secretly watch this and try to break this down or whatever case. That's fine. So when they do all of this, you have to understand what is the whole number first. You have to get the full context. excuse me, of what they're talking about. So numbers like percentages don't scare me. It doesn't. Because without context, you're not about to scare me with something without context. That's not happening. This is nothing. We just debunked that again. This is ladies and gentlemen, we'll get into this momentarily. Where is it? Like I said, I already debunked this talking point right off the gate. You guys gonna um context over content. I might have to make that into a shirt. Context over content. We just literally debunked the STD narrative in Houston, Texas. We're not saying Houston is absolved of having STDs. We're in America. It's gonna be out there. But to say Houston is ranked number 58 out of 102 metropolitan cities, or 108, ladies and gentlemen, we're not even in the top 50%. We're really not part of the conversations at all. We're not even the top 20, top quarter, the top 10%. No, those are other cities. So to be intellectually dishonest, the things I've been seeing for these past months, several months, is wild. That is intellectually dishonest. Now, some people want to say, I'm not going to bring that up because she's technically a commentator, so I'm not. Why she, why she said what she said that didn't bother me. I'm just glad she said it because now I can get the show out the way. Um, you guys want to furthermore debunk this talking point? Uh, that's right. Talking point officially debunked. This was like work. I cannot wait till I'm properly challenged on something. This was light work, ladies and gentlemen. So, you guys want to furthermore debunk this talking point? I'm gonna show y'all something. See, this number was the first thing that came to my mind. Yeah. Oh yeah, we about to get into it right now. Right now. We about to debunk this even further. Here's how I know this talking point of STDs in Houston was complete foolishness or complete fallacy. I'm sorry, I don't want to use that word anymore. Does anybody want to guess the population of Houston? Two. Do you guys want to guess what the greater Houston population is? Like Pearland, Springs, Katy, uh, all these other like sub cities that surround Houston, but they all share the same area code and same whatever. No, not that high, not that high. However, Houston is 2.3 million Houstonians. There's 2.3 million people in my city right now, and as far as the greater city, 6.2. So, by here the rule of thumb: if you ever want me to engage in a conversation, obviously some topics I will have to make an exception for. But you guys want me to give any type of credibility to any conversation, especially when statistics is involved, I need at least 30%. I need at least 30% for me to actually entertain the conversation. Like for example, when they said the divorce rate went up to 30 point something, because it wasn't always 30%. When it went up to 30% recently, I said, okay, now this is worth the conversation. Now we got the conversation. But this right here, let's do it. 2.3 times 30 times one, in this case, million. Okay. So, okay, that's one number. Oh yeah, this is gonna hurt their feelings. They say, man, why are you doing this, Chris? Nah, because I believe in telling the truth. Yeah, I believe in telling the truth, and you can make content based off of the truth. You ain't got to bend it. You ain't got to twist it. So let's do this. If you ever want to entertain this conversation of Houston being the most affected city or that type of stuff, look at the population first. Get the population of that city or whatever, and do 30% of that. Because rule of thumb in sales, ladies and gentlemen, when you get all these prospects, it'll be the rule of thumb is to convert or make sales to 30% of your list, so that way it's a good day. I got that from sales. Now with this 2.3, I need between 2.3 million is in Houston and 6.2 million surrounding Houston or totality. I need 690. Let me actually write this down. I need 690 between 690,000 and 1.86 million population. There we go. If you want to substantiate your argument that Houston is the most affected city when it comes to STDs, gonorrhea, syphilis, herpes, blah blah blah, you need a total case of 690,000 minimum for Houston alone. If you want to talk about the greater Houston to um, look for ways to make your argument relevant, you need 1.86 million people to be affected. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you right now, like I said, the links are located in the description. You're not going to find anything that's going to say there's 690,000 people affected in Houston, Texas. That's how you furthermore debunk this talking point. Context over content. And I'm saying that as a content creator. Context over content. Whenever I'm finished with my this is the last week for my second class, then thank God I'm on a 5-week vacation. When I'm done with my deadlines today, I'm going to start making that shirt because this is ridiculous. Intellectual dishonesty at its best, what people are displaying. And like I said, the links are located in the description. Or better yet, the link is located in the chat. If anybody wants to have a conversation, I know people are not going to, but I gotta put it out there. But it's right there. So, ladies and gentlemen, moving forward, when it comes to the STD race in Houston, Texas, the talking point has been debunked. We debunked it when we found out that Houston is only ranked number 58, and there's about 102 major metropolitan cities in the nation. And also keep in mind, I think Houston is probably the fifth largest city. Houston is the fifth largest city. But here's the thing. Now, some people can say, well, you used the word per capita. Yes, I did. I did use the word per capita, and I even give the definition of it. But even in the per capita conversation, we ranked number 58. We're not even in the top 50%. So we're not part of this conversation at all. Yes, Houston is a growing and Houston is a rising city, and a lot of people are coming in. That's where this narrative came from. They say, "Oh, we got to put something on Houston. We got to throw some narrative on Houston because we all know people don't like to read. People don't like to educate themselves. So let's throw something out there. Let's let it fly." We debunk that. That was debunked. I explained to you how per capita worked for percentages wise. Get the whole number first for the full context. Then you notice these percentages don't scare you. Houston is 2.3 million people in the nation, in the city. So that means you need 690,000 um, cases, which we don't have. So the talking point has officially been debunked, ladies and gentlemen. If anybody wants to continue that narrative, just tell them that has already been debunked. Please share this to them and tell them I'm not that hard to find. And like I said, the link is dropped. Y'all more than welcome to pull up and debate me on that one. But like I said, the links are located in the description. So everything that stated has came from those links. You do your research, you figure that out. But that was another segment of Talking Point Debunk. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, some of this is getting a little bit too easy. A little bit tad bit disappointing if I had to be perfectly honest. But oh well, it is what it is. I'm gonna be here for the people. All right. One more thing before we go. This is coming from Des Bryant. Excuse me, former Dallas Cowboy, uh, Oklahoma State University wide receiver. I ran across this. Okay, there it is. I ran across this video, and I think it's important for us to talk about. So here's Deb Bryant. This was from the Pivot.
Let me read something to you real quick. It mean a lot to me. Man, I ain't trying to cry, but let me read something. It's been on my phone for 5. Break generational curses. Quit yelling at your kids before they go to bed and expect them to sleep well. Quit yelling at your kids in the morning right after they wake up before school and expect them to have a good day. You set the tone for your children. You set the tone you set the tone for your voice. They will always remember in their heads. You become their inner voice. Don't be their inner critic. Speak life, speak love, speak bravery, kindness and hope. Speak wisdom and truth. Most of all, listen to your children.
As a parent, and I also you gotta remember from experience, because ladies and gentlemen, I've always said this. My dad is from Nigeria. My mom's obviously Black American. So a lot of my parenting I got a lot of my parenting skills obviously from them. So some of the narratives that you hear about being raised by a foreigner, there are some truths to that, and obviously there's some exaggerations. And also keep in mind, having a mother from this country, a Black American mother. Like I said, there's some narratives also there that is true, and there's some things that are exaggerations as well. When it comes to, but one thing, a commonality is what you instill in your children. Bolo said this on my program, and I agree with him. My matter of fact, I use this as often as I can. Truth without love is a weapon. So when Des Bryant is talking about not to yell at your kids or whatever the case may be, there's nothing wrong. I'll say there's nothing wrong with yelling at your kids. What is behind that bass in your voice? So, is there love? Is there anger? Is there hatred? Is there selfishness? What's behind that? Because he's talking about don't yell at your kids going to sleep, expect them to sleep good. Don't yell at your kids in the morning, expect them to have a good day. Um, if there's no love behind those yellings or what you're doing to your kids, I totally understand, and I agree with that 1,000%. My dad, like I said, there's some narratives that are true, there's some narratives that are not true about being raised by a foreigner, particularly someone from Nigeria. Um, was my dad always the loudest? No. He knows how to talk in an indoor voice, and he knows when he can raise his voice at us. But one thing, see, growing up, it was just simple, like do what you're supposed to do, because we didn't feel any selfishness from my dad. We didn't feel no hatred from my dad. That for sure we did not feel, especially on being a devout Christian that he is. We didn't feel that. Now, some people say, did he ever show love and affection? If you want to go by Western civilizations, probably not, depending on how you're looking at it, what the narrative is. But one thing I can say for my father is this: he was there every morning, he was there every night, he worked multiple jobs to take care of 4 kids at a time. And doing all of that, still made time for us to have to um, to cook sometimes because he worked. I won't tell you what job he worked at, but let's just say we was never short on food ever. Still made time for us to go to church on Sundays and Wednesday night Bible study. Still made time for us to do devotion night where we read the book of Proverbs consistently. Where my father mattered the most, he was there. He was absolutely there. And there was a lot of yelling and all of that stuff. But we knew we didn't sense no hatred coming from my father. We didn't sense that at all. Matter of fact, as a 36-year-old who has his own son, I could go as far as to say my dad loved us because he didn't have to do what he did. Now, some people say, well, he brought kids in the world. He has to be there to protect and provide. And I was like, actually, ladies and gentlemen, the answer to that is no. Just like women don't have to do that for their child, a man doesn't have to do that for their child at all. Everything is a choice. He chose to drop out of school um, his last semester at Texas Southern University to raise his family back in the 80s. He chose to work these jobs to provide for us. He chose to to stay. He chose everything that he has did for us, every sacrifice he made for us. He chose to do that because he loved us, he cared about us, and he wanted us to be better. That's what my dad did, and I saw the love, and I can now say that's love. I can 100% say that's love. Someone say that's duty. What empowers duty? Love. Like what empowers me? You think love empowers me to go to work directly? No, absolutely not. No, I don't love going to work, but I do it because I love providing for my son. I choose to be here because I love that boy, just like how my dad loved all four of us. So when it comes to the yelling and all that stuff, if there's no love, if there's no love to it, you're wasting your time. Like I said, there's something called positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement, even now when it comes to discipline. So always keep that in mind when it comes to children. Yes, and to the last part, they said that stuck on me to listen to your children. Great Sense says a whole bunch of nothing most of the time, particularly when it comes to Godzilla, Kong, anything Jurassic Park. Um, I listen anyways because if I don't, when it's time for him to tell me something, I shut him out, and he's gonna have no one to go to. So I cannot do that to my son. So as annoying as it is, ladies and gentlemen, listen to your kids. Listen to your kids. Yes, tell them like, all right, we talked about this already. Just talk about something new. Give them something new to talk about, but never tune them out. Never shut them out. You gotta listen, okay? Who? What a show, ladies and gentlemen. What did we talk about today? We briefly touched on Anton being on Fox News. We talked about Jesse Waters' take that a man pandering to women for votes. Well, excuse me, voting for Kamala Harris just to seek favor with women. Donald Trump at the national wherever he was at. Sorry, I don't remember the name. We debunked the talking point, the STD rate in Houston, the narrative. Excuse me, we debunked that, and Des Bryant talking about parenting, how parents should approach their children so they can get the best outcome, which I agree. But yes, it's been so long since I did this. Oh, and also real quick, a couple of things. Last Saturday we did a meetup. That was a great event. That was a wild Saturday. I won't go into details of all the things that took place beforehand or afterwards. Um, they didn't quite go as planned, but we was able to enjoy the meetup. I was able to get some shots in for the movie, and we're gonna finish up filming in Dallas. Um, in the next it's actually August 1st. In 2.5 months we're gonna restart focus on Dallas, and let's see what happens. Who knows, I may be feeling the need to change the direction of this movie, but we will see when that day comes. But thank you guys for tuning in. Oh, and also I did go watch Deadpool and Wolverine on after Hemp show on Monday. If you have not watched it, you're missing out. That's all I'm going to say. And some people are going to say why. I'm just going to say one word: cameos. The cameos is worth the price of admission. So go watch Deadpool, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's go ahead and get out of here. You like the stream, hit the like button. Dislike, hit the dislike. Subscribe and share. Follow me on all social links are located in the description. Participate, waive all rights and privacy. I knew nobody was going to pull up to challenge me on this. What else is new? We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Once we reach that goal, one lucky person will get $100 during the Cash App giveaway. Thank you guys for tuning in to this demolishing of this foolish talking point. We'll be back next week with rounds of 3 with Siege, episode 3. All right. BTSI Show, Christopher J. I will talk to you guys later. Peace out. Y'all have a good one.
Extraterrestrial. Like an extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial.
Doctor?
Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial. 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 Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial. 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 Like an extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial.